Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Sandwich Day. We'll talk about that here in a second. It's Thursday, March the 19th. Welcome to the AM briefing brought to you by microstrader.com. So let's get right into it. This week's scripture has been 2 Chronicles. And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the Lord and proclaim a fast throughout all Judea. I love he set himself to seek the Lord. He was intentional about seeking the Lord, just like we need to be intentional about our trading. What news drivers? Well, today is what we call Sandwich Day. It is the day after a monster event, FOMC, and the day before a monster event, which is triple witching, quad witching, OPEX Friday tomorrow. So certainly level 10 trading conditions. No one needs to trade Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of this week. If you do it, be small, be surgical, be exacting, and you have to be perfect or you will hurt yourself trading days that you probably, if we were wiser, wouldn't be trading. That's my humble opinion. So this is today's earnings if you're interested in that. So let's get right to the chart here because we're entering into battle plan 4 here. But I think it's more instructional, in all honesty, to talk about yesterday. I believe yesterday is more instructional. I posted a video this morning with 17 lessons from yesterday's live trading, 17 tips. I encourage you to go watch that. But we know let's go to a higher time frame here. We lost this range that we've been trading, and range rules rule. We were looking for longs in the bottom of the range. When you're at the top of the range, you can look for shorts. It's better to look for shorts. And then we lost this range last Thursday. We lost it. You got to know that when you lost it, you got to go, okay, we've lost it. Bears now control. Bears control, longs are counter, small if at all. Tried to reclaim, failed. And then finally we filled the gap 2 days ago, but we pushed it up, failed, pushed it up, failed, pushed it up, failed, pushed it up and hung, and then failed, right? And until we can get back into this green area and ladder above it, bears are going to control. I've seen it attempt to get back into range up to 15 times. I would say this was 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, maybe 4 attempts to get back up there. And typically when they fail, they have to do a even larger pullback to charge back through there, because we got to get the market overly short. Because you got all those people who takes every short they've ever seen. They've never seen a short they didn't short. And we got to get them really excited, get them really overly short. And then we can squeeze them and make the run to the north and just do absolutely gorgeous. And so spent all this time up here and had a nice little vomit down. If you were trading our core strategy, so we trade 2 things. Number one's called our battle plan. Where are we interested in going long and where are we interested in going short on the chart? Okay. It's the zoom out. Where, if I was going to go short, am I interested in doing that? If I wanted to go long, where am I interested in doing that? Understanding where we're at on the chart. Am I counter? So for days, I've told the group, bears control, longs are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. Never allowing that price to go against you. Why? Bears control. That doesn't mean there aren't beautiful longs. We had a battle plan 1 last night that went up 45 points not last night, the night before. 45 points, battle plan 1. Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you were trading the core strategy, which is the second thing we trade, that you had a perfect short here as outlined in the review video I published this morning. 17 tips. You would have been short here. And if you were live with us on Zoom, you'll know we were trading long here. And if you were short here, we were talking about how to manage your short. And in fact, I encouraged you to continually mental trade this short as if you took this core strategy short here. Okay. And if you had done that, you would still literally be short. Okay. Just because I'm looking for longs here, I was not trading at this time. So I'm not short. I'm not going to chase a short either. That's just me personally. After it does the third ladder down, I'm typically not interested in shorting. This was I forget, 80-point move down into this was battle plan 2. Beautiful opportunity here. Price ran 15 points. And then what do you have to do? You can't let price go against you. Why? Bears control. So that's the biggest lesson yesterday is bears control. And if you were waiting for a second ladder long, did you have one? I'm on a 3-minute chart right here. If you were waiting for a second ladder long, did you get one? Absolutely not. Break levels do tell the story as clearly outlined on this chart. That doesn't mean you can't short. And when ES is going up, that doesn't mean there aren't opportunities to take a short for that type of move. But I typically find on ES, go to a weekly chart, go to a monthly chart, the focus should be more on longs in general. That doesn't mean there aren't shorts. We certainly map out shorts. Maps, would they appear in the battle plan a few times a week, but in general, we're looking for where does price get overly short and where can we turn around and trade this price going long. So here we are dropping into battle plan 4 here at this point. This is still laddering down. Bears control. Longs are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. So this is where we were interested in engaging in prices, where I wanted to drop down into and go, okay, now let's see if we can get a ladder back here. Can we get a ladder back? We may not. This thing just might vomit all day today. This could be Black Thursday. I don't know that, but I do know that I'm interested in it reclaiming the strong level and perhaps having an entry here. If I don't take that, I would wait for this one to trade, because look what happened overnight. Look how well that strong level performed overnight. Bounce, 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 bounce. Try to get back over, bounced, got under, and then was testing the bottom of it. Okay, so we need a strong reclaim here to consider this as a trade. But this is what I would be looking for. If you were still short, just to back up, if you were still short, I recommended that initially your stop was here. And then as we were ending Zoom, move your stop to here, then stay behind strong level, stay behind strong level, stay behind a strong level, stay behind a strong level, stay behind a strong level. Now we've lost this one definitively, in my humble opinion. Move your stop to here now. And if you wanted to be really aggressive, because we're dropping into a possible area where price could give a long, if you wanted to move your stop to just above here, you go for it. We do have the expected range just below us, and battle plan 5 exists further down. So if we don't get a reclaim here, there's no trade. This is just where I'm interested in looking for a trade. And if you're short, you're still short. Staying behind strong levels, in my humble opinion. You do you. You're the pilot of your trading aircraft. I'm just a navigator helping you see the chart from a bigger perspective, perhaps, and being a second set of eyes for you. And that's my goal, is to be your second set of eyes. And so once again, the down move continues. No big deal. It is now at the bottom of this range. So if for some reason price decides to pop back above this, made it to the bottom, this is where, like, okay, I'm interested in seeing what happens here. Now, can we get back above and can we go? Taking the apex of the trade, so let's say this spot right here, that's the apex of this trade, is the more risky position, but it's the greediest position. It's actually a place you can have a very small stop, because it either bounces at this location or it doesn't. And if you're waiting for a reclaim, which is the prudent play here, considering bears control, longs are counter, small if at all. Okay. So let's just watch for a second. I think it's the most beneficial thing. Let's go and take a peek at everybody else. We all have descending laddering downs. We have a descending VWAP. Every long is counter, small if at all, never making things worse. That doesn't mean you can't go long, because at some point, ES is going to get overly short. It's going to rebound back with a rubber band action so hard that the people who were shorting every short, that's where they get crushed, because they don't recognize the turnaround. One of the ways to help you recognize the turnaround, in all honesty, if you're in our group and you love to short, and I have those guys, be cognizant of when we come into these locations here. Just be cognizant of it. If you're short, as I said, as it comes into here, you wanted to take your profit, no big deal. If you wanted to move it here, no big deal. If you want to move it here, no big deal. Because now this has got to do this. It's going to do something like this. That's going to require multiple ladders, and then you probably want to be out at that point if that happens. Does that make sense? That's how I see it. So we got under this strong, we got to move here. We got under, it came back and had to push again. It's got to reclaim it. No reclaim, no trade. No reclaim, no trade. Let's watch it. Because we certainly made it down here to battle plan 4. And battle plan 5, I have further down. Let's turn on battle plan 5. So battle plan 5, I have here. Now, if we get down here to battle plan 5, and let's say we get it, and that's where the reversal starts. Let's just pretend that. This is where I believe the safe entry is on number 5. Then if you got to number 4, that's an interesting place to add. Let's watch a little bit. I'm in no rush. Let's watch for a little bit. Bears control, longs are counter, small if at all. Every long that you take as an apex trade is a knife catch at this point. This point, you stand down. You let this thing vomit. Who cares? If you're already short, cool. Stop here or stop here. And as you're coming into the expected range, you've got to start thinking, man, okay, this move is getting a little long in the tooth. And at any point, especially if you're dealing with intraday trailing drawdown, grab that profit. Walk. You're done. It's sandwich day. It's the day after FOMC. The day before triple which OPEX. You don't need to be trading. Take that profit and walk. All right, let's see if this thing reclaims or if we're going to go further down. I actually don't care. I'll take either trade. You do you. All right, we'll see if price can stay above here. This would be the possible first ladder position. Possible first ladder position. And then let's see if it bounces off here and gets up, or is the down move going to continue? Which odds do I give it? I give it as the down move continues. Bears control. This is just where I'm looking to engage in price. That's all. That's where I'm looking to engage in price. Beautiful. It bounced exactly where it needed to. I'm a little more aggressive than your average bear on my battle plan trades. I took that long. That was beautiful. I'm going to lock commissions, which is 2 ticks. And now I'm going to let that thing go. We're down in battle plan 4 area, and it very well could get me out. I'm counter. Small, if at all. Never making things worse. I can't let that go against me and go, I got to add to my trade. I got to add to my trade. You're going to have some blown account blues. Some blown account blues here. I need to adjust this. How do I do that? Which one is that? Okay, that's that. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at. And where's this? I'm going to turn. Sorry, I'm messing with this. That's the share. What's this one? Ah, there it is. Let's move that into there. How about that? That's better. All right. And if it gets me, it gets me. What do I care? I don't care. I'm just going to be surgical. I'm going to be as exacting as I can. And I'm never going to let it go against me and hurt me. It's just not going to happen. All right. Where is. Man, I have messed up this screen. All right. Well, I don't use my DOM screen very often when I'm doing my AM briefing. So I'm having to play with it a little bit. I still got this weird little gray space over here. I don't know what that is. I'll play with it later. All right, so let's see if the laddering will continue. It doesn't hurt me one way or the other way to take that trade. At this point, I don't need battle plan 5 on here. At this point, we're looking for battle plan 4 here. And you just wait till price gets down into there. If you get some laddering, you can take it. I took the first possible ladder here. I love when you get those really strong wicks like that in a move. I'm not afraid to take the first ladder because once again, I know it can't hurt me. Where's the ideal stop on that? Not that darn far away if you're going to take the ideal stop. Bears control, longs are counter, small if at all. And I don't care if it comes back and gets me. I'll reset. I'll wait for the next trade. I know there's another high probability trade around the corner. All I have to do is set tight. That's all you got to do. Set tight. You close your DOM. I just launched it actually to get into that trade. If it gets me out, I close it down. I don't need it open now. If I get some clear laddering from here, it could literally double tap me here. That's okay. I expect it, but I'm not going to do multiple contracts here. I'm just going to do one contract. I'm going to lock commissions. Literally, it's a zero sum trade. Let's see if this thing wants to pop up, and if not, that's okay. I will wait. So I took a 30-second entry there. Let's go to a 1-minute chart. We'll let it go. Could I capture 2 points? Sure. You could do that. You could say, hey, I'm going to make sure I capture 2 points. Nothing wrong with that. I like the trade location. So I'm going to try to be a little more aggressive here and go, you know what? I'm willing to take a break-even trade. If this thing starts laddering, cool. I will look to add to my trade per the battle plan notes. In fact, I need to launch battle plan buddy. Let's see. Thursday. Yep, so that's today. Cool. So, battle plan 3 tells you, well, we're at battle plan 4. But as we get up, we will look to add to our trades per the battle plan notes. If it gets there, we might have another vomit day. Oh, there we go. I'm out. Whatever. Who cares? We'll wait for another trade. If it starts laddering, I'll get in at that point. If not, oh well, I'll wait for we get down here to battle plan 5. At some point, ES will get overly short. It will squeeze. It will. That's what I trade for. So, hey, my wife just woke up. I'm going to go give her a hug. I'll be right back and we'll keep watching. All right, I'm back. Laddering down continues. Bears control. Longs are counter. Small if at all. Never making things worse. If we can dip down into here, we'll bring up battle plan 5. So I'm just going to hang out with you a little bit here. We're in a good trade location of a possible trade. Bears control. Longs are counter. Small if at all. If you're short from yesterday and you followed our system, you're still short. Either your stop is here or your stop is above here. Staying above strong levels, understanding we are into battle plan 4 where there could be a place where price could want to reverse over. We did not clear this strong level with a vengeance, which is what we look for. So it just kissed it, lost. Bears control. Let's watch what happens. So my eyeballs are on, can we clear this with strength? And then if it came in, I would be interested. Bears control. Longs are counter. Small if at all. Safest bet is wait for a second ladder. I like this trade location that I crafted a first ladder on this one. Okay. I like it when it comes up, fails, and then pushes through with strength. I like that a lot. Come on, push through. Like somewhere in here would be great. Push through. Nice. Nice. Now, don't get too excited by white candles because you can get some strong series of white candles, then it ladders back on you. Bears control. Longs are counter. Small if at all. Never making things worse. But this is not where I was crafting out where I was interested in a reaction. This is where I was crafting out I wanted a reaction. So it's a little bit of a different trade location. And I believe trade location is key. Like price to stay come in a little bit there and see if we can get another bounce. Can we get another bounce? Maybe even more here. Bearish control, longs are counter, small if at all. Can we get a ladder? Bearish control. See if we can bounce off this. If we lose this area, which would be totally cool with me, let's come on down to the expected range, the next battle plan. Don't need to be the first one long ever. If you're trying to be the first one long, you got to do it strategically, surgically, and be very perfect. Never letting it hurt you. Let's see if we can stay above this white line here. Reclaim the strong level. Bears control, so probably not. So we're going to observe what happens here. If we make a new low, I'd love us to come on down to here. We're looking for price to really reclaim this level, pull back in, maybe give us an entry. Now maybe even go a little higher, then come back in. So let's see what happens. Baby beginning to maybe look like a little ladder, but didn't bounce there. Bears control. Longs are counter, small if at all. Notice also in the pathing, if we do get an entry here, I'm not banking on a home run, banking on a scalp. So I got in on this little bounce here, but it didn't reclaim it with the vengeance that we're looking for. Came back and got me. No big deal. I don't care. If you care about the outcome of the trade, you're probably trading too large, or you're trading on hope. All right, let's see if we can do a reclaim here. And if not, let's go further down. Down in this area is where we'd be looking for if we lose this. So we discussed if you were short from yesterday and you were able to hold. For us, this was the ideal short. You had to be up for it. Then FOMC was the most muted response, and then it just kept going down. And even when we closed, we got another flush down. This strong level tried to hold. We lost it, back tested it. Now we're having a down move. We got underneath this strong. It's holding it down. Right now, nothing is bouncing price up. Nothing. All longs are counter. Small if at all. Never making things worse. We've got to reclaim a strong and bounce again. So spent the whole overnight trying to stay above this. And then one final effort there, it failed. It failed. Expected range not far away. Battle plan 5 has us coming down into here. And below there, I don't have much interest at all. I will just literally stay out of the way. And we'll watch the laddering. Laddering is everything. Trade location. So failure here to get back above the strong level. So let's come on down, baby. Come on down. Come on down. All right, we lose this strong level here. We'll bring up battle plan 5. Look at that again. When ES sells, it sells, man. It's a beautiful sight. It sets up the most beautiful short squeeze. Oh my gosh. Let's bring up battle plan 5 here. So looking for battle plan 5 to be down into here. We'll watch what happens if it drops down in there. Then at some point I'll have to pop over to Zoom. So as we said, if you're short, you want your stop up above here. Following behind two strong levels is an aggressive method to use, or you bring your stop into here above the battle plan 4. As you're dropping into this expected range, I believe the short is getting a little long in the tooth. If you're dealing with intraday trailing drawdown, TPing anywhere in this area here makes a lot of sense. Close the platform, be done, come back next week. Fantastic trade. There are no buyers. The sell program continues. We need a reclaim of a strong level like this. This is like a reclaim of a strong level. Unfortunately, this first pullback didn't give you an entry, but it still came and gave you a bounce. You know, just didn't follow through. There's no buying yet. The sell program continues, baby. All right, so now we're losing another strong. So if your stop was here on a short, I think it's legit now to move it here for sure. Staying behind two strong levels. The bears still control. We are certainly in a range I'm looking for reclaim of strong levels. 100%. We will see what that looks like. We're on a low time frame chart. I'm looking at the micro gyrations here, because we are certainly entering into an area where it could happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. Just we're into an area where the probability certainly is in your favor. Very nice. So that was a reclaim of a strong level there. Will it continue? No clue. But we lost a strong. We got back up over it. Now you're looking for fair value gapping candles to stay above it. Ideally, this fair value gap stays open, and as much of this as possible stays open. But definitely this first one, you want it to stay open. Bears control, longs are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. One thing I love about taking strong levels as entries is the stops are very small. In this case, you do have this fair value gap here, and you would like this fair value gap to stay open. If it closed it, that trade is now invalidated, in my humble opinion, and you're out. But that's a small stop. That is not too shabby. If you were interested in something like that. My gut says we're going to go up here, but I don't know. Bears control, longs are counter, small if at all, be surgical. Be surgical. For sure. All right, so we were wanting to see this fair value gap stay open. Let's go to the next chart up. Still's got this nice fair value gap there. Beautiful. Let's go to a 1 minute chart. Nothing on a 1 minute chart. Nothing on a 1 minute chart. So certainly low time frame. So this strong level here has been beaten once, beaten twice, beaten 3 times. Maybe the next time it goes through with a vengeance. Maybe. But it's certainly softened the beachhead, or whatever they would call that. Laddering down still continues. Bears are in control. Longs are counter. There's no other way to look at it. We are just entering into a zone here. If I combine battle plan 4 and 5, where a reversal could possibly happen. But notice the length of the arrows. I don't have them going long. I mean, 50 points or anything like that. It's just, if it could happen, this would be where it could tap out. And then we're looking for reclaims of those strong levels. Period. End of story. That's how we view that. Nice. I'm going to go back to a 15-second chart. Definitely want this to stay open. And I said we wanted at least half of this to stay open. It was somewhere in here. And it stayed open just a tiny bit. But ideally, both of those stays open. Go to a 30-second chart. Only one fair value gap. Leaving a trail of fair value gaps tells you something about the strength of the move. And for this thing to start getting some sort of momentum going to the north, it's got to leave a string of fair value gaps. So yeah, we'll see. All right, I'll watch a few more minutes, then I've got to get off and do a couple things to get ready for the AM briefing. Not the AM briefing, Zoom. Bears control. Longs are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. And when the bears do control, one of the challenging things of doing longs is you typically do get double and triple taps. It's a little frustrating in that sense. And that's one reason you're looking for these fair value gapping things to happen, because it kind of puts the odds of the move in your favor. It takes back that fair value gap. There's zero energy to the north. As long as that fair value gap stays open, there's a little energy. Let's go back to a 1 minute chart. Laddering down continues. Bears control. Longs are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. I just have to continue to emphasize that, because you have to be perfect here. When you get these deeper battle plan trades, we've moved a lot. If we get down here to battle plan 4 and 5, we've moved a lot. And so you want to be mindful of that. And you just can't let it go against you. I mean, like I said, this could be a Black Thursday day. What do I know? Look at Bitcoin over here. Okay, I was just curious. And oil over here. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to hop off so I can get ready for Zoom. I got a few more pre-flight items for me, so that'll conclude the AM briefing. I will see you later.
Get tomorrow's trades tonight
at microstrader.com and click Battle Plan.